Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for February the 1st through the 7th, 2016. So let's just take a moment to sort of just meld into the energy matrix of this week and allowing ourselves to ground in the information and all the possibilities and opportunities that are available to you now. As they're showing me that there's a foundation, a profound new foundation and a good one, they're writing the word good, that you've established for yourself. And they're just wanting you to ground, meld into that foundation. They were showing me that you're sort of floating above. And now there's a sense of connecting in with what's available to you. And that maybe you're going to be getting more in touch with what you have, what your desires are, what your truth is. And they're indicating that this is going to happen after possible few events. There may be some, they wrote the word spat, so let's just say it like, there may be, and that's not a word that most of us use anymore, but maybe there will be some confrontations or some kind of intense discussions that, or situations that will sort of act as a catalyst for an awakening and for you getting much clearer alignment with source energy and where your truth is guiding you. So let's just be very much open to be very present with every situation that is unfolding for you. And remember that, as I just said, that it's something they really want you to remember, that life is unfolding for you, and they write that you are safe. And because life is unfolding for you, all it needs is for you to trust this, that there's no other purpose and there's no other agenda that the universe has for you. And there is no other agenda that appears to be ruling or in charge that actually has any life, any validity. So you need to just trust that the universe, that life is always unfolding for you. And I'm just hoping that you can feel how that clicks within your body, within your emotions, your feelings, your vibration, how that just expands for you if you can just relax into that. And as you begin to relax into that and spend some time meditating upon that and that understanding and letting it guide your decisions, the choices that you make, the action steps. Let it, as it does this, you'll find yourself flowing more. You'll feel that you have energy, that energy becomes more specific, more, well, the focus is the same, but the sense I'm getting is that as it becomes more specific, it becomes the momentum behind it increases for you, giving you greater clarity, and you just feel more as if you are so much more aware of your soul. They write this word that you're more connected to your soul and feeling less outside of yourself, where you're now able to channel the abundance that has always been unfolding for you. You're going to be allowing that to be more present and allowing the evidence of that to reveal to you just how powerful you are, especially over your suffering. And we give a lot of attention to our suffering as it makes such a loud noise, but it's all illusion. It's just conjured, and it needs to make a lot of noise. This is why your source is so much more um, delicate and more calm and more a voice of reassurance. It's still small voice because it doesn't want to usurp your free will. Your guidance would never demand anything of you like the ego does when it starts screaming and possibly throwing tantrums. So just remember that. Just remember that. And that slight difference that your suffering believes it needs attention in order to remain active within you. And so the universe is not telling you to ignore your pain, but what they are asking you to do is to be expand. Don't lock yourself down there writing that word. Expand your awareness so that you can see that there's so much more unfolding for you other than just that where your pain or your suffering would want to draw all of your attention to it in this noisy, voice and just limit your perspective, limit your awareness is what we're talking about here, so that you don't see everything that's unfolding for you. So let's take a look at the card for the beginning. This is the card that we use kind of for the theme of the week from the Archangels. And we just love the energy of the Archangels. And wow, and I was seeing the word God. And so, and this card is saying gifts from God. So this is the Archangel Sandalphon. And the card says, we angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So talking about that unfolding for you. So this is giving us a clear sense that God has really is offering you something very powerful, and that in this week he wants you to not worry, and that you're going to see some things unfolding for you, some gifts. Don't worry and don't be distracted. You may be moving in a new direction that they want you to know that if you've been making a decision, or if you've made a decision to move in a new direction, that you're safe, that there is a lot of love and support for you, and this path portends great hope for you. I don't know why they're interrupting by writing the word food, but maybe it all kind of fits in. But again, this is a reminder too, if that change for you has to do with diet and health, then just know that this is the right decision for you. And it will bring you great joy and vitality to your energy, to how you feel. And even though you may feel like you're moving alone in this new endeavor, they're even indicating for some of you this may be a new job where you may be moving or transitioning into a new job, that they want you to trust that this is also the right choice, and God is making himself known in this moment. When I see his name written, it means that everything that you're worried about has already been handled, that those doors that you fear closing around you are all going to open, and all you have to do is stay focused through the understanding and peace and assurance of your source of well-being, and let it show you the path of toward completion, to fulfillment, as they're showing me the number 9. They want you to focus on your job, as they're writing that word as I'm speaking. They want you to focus on your job. And I don't know if someone is moving into a new position, like CEO, could be literal as um, an executive, or just some new where you are going to be a leader of some kind. Just know that they want you to be faithful to your mission, to your purpose, to what you love about what you do. Focus on that, and everything you will attract to you, to all the resources, all the assistance and the guidance will be attracted to you to help you to fulfill your quote unquote job, your purpose. Okay? All right. It's interesting. I just looked at the um, phone and it said 111. The seconds were just going by. So this is about paying attention to your thoughts. They're showing me a lamp, so it's giving me a sense of paying attention to thoughts uh, thoughts of enlightenment. Pay attention to your truth in each moment. Focus positively. Focus on your reality as a divine being. Focus on your purpose and your mission. And don't listen to that voice of the ego trying to limit your scope of awareness by just bringing all of your attention to that noisy voice. That's just, you know, I've always, myself personally, not very, and I don't mean this as a judgment, but it's for my personal self. I'm not, tend to gravitate towards people who are loud. So, and sometimes we need those people. But when we're talking about our ego, definitely you don't want to listen to someone who screams and hollers all the time. Okay? And that is your ego. Broaden your scope and listen to everything, listen to all sides. So just don't limit. Okay? And so in that case, those who speak loud, who speak from through their source, when they're doing that, they are speaking with the full spectrum. But when we just do it from just our own, without tuning in, then we're limiting ourselves, and we're limiting those we're trying to help. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. Okay, so we have this card, which is speaking about balance, which is in the major arcana card, the Temperance card. So this card is giving us a sense that you really need to be, and talking about that scope, right? Broaden that scope, that you want to listen to both sides, that you want to pay attention to the bigger picture, that there's an opportunity for you in listening to both sides to find the higher ground between them both that will uplift and provide everyone with what they're really looking for. And so you have that ability to do that. Sometimes um, others get caught up in their own agenda. And so you have a special gift of being able to notice the agenda of the universe, the one that's always unfolding as goodwill for everyone. And so you strike that balance by through your own harmonious alignment that you offer and you share freely, and that God is going to, and the universe is going to share freely through you. So you're going to be helping with changes, helping people adjust to changes, and as well, you'll be adjusting to your own changes. But know that you are in a position of power, no matter what um, your representation is in the physical world. Your spiritually, you are in a position of power and one of great influence, and you have to trust and you have to keep your eyes. They're showing me sort of a telescope, and it sort of, this one narrows from the point where you look, and it widens as it moves out. And so that they're asking you to do the same thing, to start from your own source of well-being and then allow that expansion that it offers you to help you to see and help others, help to resolve issues that are occurring for you and others in the week. So just be very tuned into that. Okay, so at the beginning of the week, just know that the balance or the compromise you're looking for is, you're looking for that, the higher good, being able to see the best choices for everyone. So listen and observe, be fully aware, with the big picture, so that you can help guide your own actions and choices that of not only of your own but others to to the best possibilities. Okay, don't forget that sometimes we may get caught up in our ego may drag us into our personal sort of agendas, which really has nothing to do with the whole. And so you want to stay focused on the whole perspective. All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week, and we have the King of Air. And so this is someone who's, as the card says here, impartial. That word really comes across in reference to what we're talking about. So you're this card shows that you're someone that people, or there is someone that people feel is impartial, and someone they can go to, and someone they can trust to give them clear, objective guidance, or someone that they feel that will see them and the situation in a fair way or fair manner. So it already feels like that you are going to be in a position of taking the high road. And I feel like what the theme of the Archangel Sandalphon is trying to say is that this is going to pay off for you. This is a role that you want to be in, and this is the way you want to be seen in this way, because this will help you to sort of create stability in your purpose, in your new job, or whatever it is that you're doing, the shifts, the changes that you're making. It'll place you in a position where others can have confidence in you and trust you and see you as someone who is valuable, because you're able to balance out all the sides without getting overly emotional or overly analytical. You seem to be able to bring things together. Okay, let me just tune in and just see if there's any additional information. It's interesting because, as if you've ever worked with this deck, and the suit, we see the unicorns going through different relationships, and at one point at the 10, the the majority of them have moved away, and the two are finding new directions for themselves. But here, the King of Air has somehow brought them all together, and he's hurting them, and he's leading them, and you can see now that their aura is all clear, and in other pictures there's different auras, that may appear, and their auras all sort of they're like of one mind now, working together. So something like this in the middle of the week may happen, where some things are resolved from the start of the week, and everybody's on the same page now. But that you were the leader who put that into place. If you hadn't stepped up, and even if you're not the one in charge, but somehow because you stepped up, you created this solidarity amongst everyone. So you brought things together. So there's some kind of hope, and they were writing this word earlier when I was tuning into the energy of the week. So there's a sense of hope in this week. or especially I feel like in the middle of the week here, as things come together. Let me just tune in, just to see if there's anything additional about this card. The sense I'm getting is I feel like I'm on a stage, and sort of an oval um, stage, and I feel like this may be someone who is going to possibly called upon to speak, to share information. Okay, and I'm getting a sense of Archangel Michael coming through, and and he's saying for you not to be afraid to speak your truth, to to stand in your to stand up for what you believe in, and don't worry about criticism. So if I don't know if he showed me a book, an open book, and that this could be all kinds of platforms, literally speaking in front of a group of people, someone in um, politically, it could mean someone who's writing a book, um, or sharing information. Whatever this is, don't be afraid of the criticism. Don't let that get in your way and stop you from um, pursuing your goal. This says that you're ready. This card, and that you have a brilliant mind, that you have things that people really um, can, can learn from and desire to know. So don't doubt that within yourself. All right, let's take a look at the card for the weekend, and we have another major arcana card. And this is a card is unity. Traditionally, this is the Hierophant, and this card really has a lot to do with talking about um, traditional, as the card says, traditional viewpoints or methods. So this card can tend to represent um, like traditional values, um, you know, um, probably like um, churches or governments. The just sort of the more traditional aspects of conventional aspects of our life. Here, this card is talking about unification, and so again, it just reiterates that this idea of you being able to draw from those various traditions and cultures, where sometimes we tend to focus on the points of division rather than the commonalities. So somehow, in this week, there is for most of us, there is some aspect of us being able to draw upon the various differences. As you widen that scope, you're able to draw upon differences and unify them into a whole that helps you to be more focused and helps on your purpose, helps others to fulfill their own purpose. I feel like there's just like, again, like they were talking about a spat. So something that possibly just creates a rift, and that somehow your voice, or that you allow yourself to channel your source consciousness, will be able to bring that back together in a way, not in the exact same way, but in a place that allows everybody to be in a better position, including yourself. So just some sense of this is really coming through, and that if there is something that has been broken, there's definitely a sense in this week that it will be fixed, whether it's a heart or, you know, just relationships, or it could be, again, something within in your company or project that you've been working on. something comes together again. So if you really stay focused, all these cards are really telling us so far, stay focused. That maybe the gift is in this week is noticing how much we have in common rather than how much we don't. And that goes to say when you're talking about looking at a person, sometimes you can become very irritated with them. And it's because in that moment you're focused on everything about them that you don't like. And that what you don't like is everything about them are the things that you just don't like in general. And sometimes things that you fear in yourself. So this is an opportunity for you to heal and to shift the way you see things, expand the way you've been looking at that person, expand the scope, find it first, find things that you have in common, find the points where you agree, and then move from there, and just take your time doing it. Okay, so let's take a look at the card I pulled. Oh, let me see, let me just tune into this card and see if there's any additional information from this Unity card. Yeah, they're just showing me a very large movie screen. They're writing the word job, and I feel like there's just this arm sticking out. Um, like I don't know if I can't see the object in the hand, but a pen, I guess, is what comes to me. And so yeah, they're showing me a pencil or pen now a little bit more um, clearly. And I get the sense that this may have to do with writing. Maybe writing down your ideas or your thoughts, or journaling, or writing a letter to someone that you may need to communicate through a letter. Sometimes people can't hear, and I feel like the big picture, what they're trying to say is that sometimes um, you need to put things in writing so that people can sit with it and without feeling that they need to respond to you right then and there. So, and they wrote the word job, and maybe this is also a good opportunity for you at this time too to write or send out a resume at the end of the week for if you've been looking for jobs. I feel like if that's for the case for someone who's looking for a job, that somehow you figure something out, okay? Something within yourself. You broaden your scope. You see yourself more than the narrow vision that you were seeing yourself, which helps you to realize some opportunities, other job opportunities that you could apply for, where maybe you haven't been able to find anything. And this, once you have this kind of epiphany in the week, or this expansion in your perspective, that you're ready to, you'll see some things, and that you can apply for, and that you should do that um, over the weekend. Get ready for that. Prepare for that. All right, let's take a look at the card for. All right, so we have another major arcana card, and this is I'll just pull it over here, the Justice card. And so I feel like, because I keep seeing this scroll, um, that maybe there is some kind of judgment, that maybe there's a contract or a court decision. Like I said, there seems to be some kind of situation that's going to be resolving, and that what this card is saying, if it's a legal matter, that everything will be fair. The decisions, that the outcome will be fair and just, as the card says. So, um, and this is also saying stand up for your beliefs. So don't feel like you have to hold back. Don't feel that you're worried about something could go wrong and you could lose something, or that you could be um, misjudged for your actions. Don't let. I feel like this. Don't let your fear. There's something you need to say, and if it's in a new job situation and you're afraid to say it, go ahead and just trust, but say it from the source of your well-being. Trust that love flowing through you, and just know that you will be understood. I think this is what the King of Air is, that are very articulate and be able to communicate in a sense that will bring balance and unity. So do not fear being vocal, and that God is handling the situation is with you every step of the way. So I send you lots of love for in general for everybody, whatever's going on. This card is saying that for the underlying influence that everything is going to come out fairly. So trust yourself, trust and speak. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And if you're looking for an angel reading, please feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com um, uh, or Facebook. I may not always get messages on YouTube. So if you've tried to contact me through YouTube, do it through my Facebook page or um, the Angel School website, which you can both find these links in the description link below this video, as well as Twitter, and follow us on for our daily card messages, where I do Monday through Friday daily card readings. I pull a card, and we get a little bit more in depth from messages from the angels then. So have a wonderful week. Trust that there's so much love for you unfolding and continuously expanding to give you what you deserve. And so until next week, God bless you all.